Today I'll discuss about inventory migration scope. So inventory migration is a mammoth project exercise involving internal teams as well as many external agencies. Data planning, process simulation, and training are the basis to ensure successful inventory migration exercise. So, migration can be within a country or between countries. So, it impacts both the place leave behind and on the place where migrants settle. So, the next is project teams would consist of teams from all functional departments, namely finance, legal or compliance, inventory planners, IT, procurement, marketing, order fulfillment and logistics, and facilities team and headed by a project leader who knows the operational data involved in such a project. So, in this article, we aim to cover briefly the various functions that are required to be planned in a project for inventory migration to give an inside view of the project. The project planning and execution revolves around the setting of a target date for start-up operations from the new facility after migration. All activities originate after this announcement. Normally, the transition should be planned in a lean month or period when the demand for logistics supply chain is likely to be lean and the inventory in the warehouse is at the lowest level. So, in the project planning, it defines project goals and objectives, specific tasks, and how goals will be achieved. So, let's proceed to marketing. Sales and order fulfillment departments would have to announce the plan to the distributors, channel partners, and the rest of the players in the chain and plan to increase the stocks at the forward locations to cover up for the period of migration when the supplies are likely to get disrupted. The new location, address, and details would have to be informed to the markets. So, the next one is procurement. So, inventory planners and logistics will plan for holding required stocks in the pipeline. Plan for a lean inventory in the warehouse by shipping out and liquidating stocks as much as possible. Stop inbound shipments during the transition period and inform all vendors, suppliers, freight forwarders of the new warehouse location for further transactions. So, legal compliance would entail registering the new facility with the authorities and obtaining the necessary licenses, like permission and clearances from all statutory authorities concerned. Inventory process planning involves three major components. Firstly, the volume of inventory to be transferred has to be estimated. Some container loads calculated. This becomes the input from the rest of the major activities to be planned, including transportation planning, resource planning, determining lead times for inventory handling over at the existing warehouse, transit time estimation, and time for receiving, and put away of inventory at the receiving warehouse. So, kinahanglan jud og transportation planning para makahibalo sad ang isa ka company kung unsang adlaw or unsang pitsahan nimo ihatod. So, process planning would entail following activities at the existing warehouse. Step-by-step preparation of inventory at the existing warehouse for shipment. The sequence of inventory handing over by the existing warehouse for shipping out. The process of counting and handing over inventory, handing over documentation, and sign-off process. The plan should also cover the allocation of necessary resources teams including supervisory and management staff. So, dapat step by preparing in the warehouse. So, ig-abot jud sa item, need jud na nimo i-check kay base na ay mga buslot ba karon or ihapon na nimo og kulang ba. Transport management planning would have to ensure that the transporter provides dedicated capacity and containers as planned without disruption. Sufficient arrangement for loading equipment and teams would have to be planned. The inventory loading plan should cover data of how inventory would be loaded and sequenced and the documentation process. The documents and loading information would have to be passed on the receiving warehouse electronically before shipment reaches so that the receiving teams can prepare the system and teams in advance with the information on what to expect in each container. So, kinahanglan jud i-check, diba? So, the next is IT plays an important and critical role. Detailed planning would entail setting up of new location and transfer of inventory in the system of transferring the existing inventory database to the new service provider. So the first is aspect of location changes. Layout changes or process changes would have to be worked out in detail. So the last is along with trails undertaken to ensure interfacing and data transfer in sync with the WMS at the new service location. In a migration scene, resolving the inventory discrepancies arising from the transfer and ensuring 100% matching of physical inventory to the new system upload at the new warehouse location with the system at the company's end is most critical to the entire operation. So, dapat maghibaw sad ka og kaila ka sa mga naghatod ana or sa mga nagkuan sa mga items kay basin mas scam niya ka. So that's all for today. Thank you.